It's a cold Sunday morning in November. It's Steve here and I'm at the lake of Stevenage Model Boat Club. Let's see who's turned up today to sail some boats. So Sunday is mainly IC boats. We've got a Phantom gas boat, we've got a Manta with a 3.5cc geared engine, a couple of tunnel holes running Thunder Tiger outboards. John has got an Aquacraft VS1. Richard has got his gas-powered Stealth, and he's got his Sea Juicer, and I've brought my Aquacraft TS3 with an OS21 outboard.
Hang on, he's looking at the Three Stooges through his camera, listening to all this. It's all we part of the film.
So I'm joined by the Three Stooges, and we're looking at a boat.
Oh, I've got the wrong hobby.
Where do the wings go?
I'm taking it apart for him. He didn't ask me to take it apart, but I am.
Yes. Oh, right.
Is this a bit where some royalty-free music plays while I'm fiddling with some nuts?
So the sort of things I'm going to ask is, how long have you been with the club?
5 minutes.
Do you have any special roles within the club?
Chief idiot.
Yeah.
Village idiot.
What boats have you brought today? Talk us through the boat, tell us the difference about nitro and gas and electric,
British gas.
etc, etc. So what are you doing, Andy?
Trying to break
Me,
my boat.
I'm taking his boat apart for him.
He's trying to break it
Why are we taking the boat apart today, guys?
because he wants to put my speed flea in it.
So the speed flea measures the speed of fleas.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So Richard, tell us about your boat while we're here filling up.
This boat, a Stealth, which I acquired from a seller on eBay for nothing. He basically said I could come and collect the hull. The hull was in quite bad shape. Most of the, well, just about everything got taken out. All the rails got taken out. Even the side top was coming apart, so I've had to re-epoxy all that back in. And he made the rails for me. Funny enough, Andy built the engine as well. This is an hour 29cc. This is. Which looks very nice with the purple side on it. One obviously on two-stroke.
Do you prefer gas to nitro?
I like both. Gas has its advantages, because there's a noisy one behind me. Has its advantages, it's relatively stable to get them set up.
Yeah.
And once they're set up, they tend to run. The nitro ones, yeah, I have plenty of those. I do like those as well. But they can be a little bit more finicky to get set up. Once you normally get them running right, they're okay.
What sort of things go wrong with the Zenwa, or with gas engines in general?
What really goes wrong with these? I've not really had that many issues at the moment with going wrong.
So things like head ports breaking, pistons breaking.
But that's just down to general running and wear and tear.
Yeah.
Running it too lean and
Yeah.
too much for it.
What size prop have you got on?
This one is a good question. That one's a different one I'm trying. I don't think it's got a marking on it actually. There you go, the 70-15.
So you've got a GoPro mount on the front. Do you stick cameras on all your boats?
Pretty much, yes. They all normally have a GoPro on at some point.
Isn't
once they're running.
that a bit dangerous having a camera on the front?
Occasionally you do lose them in the lake, which I have lost one before. But generally no. They're normally pretty stable. They don't normally fall off. Make sure you put a float pack on it so it doesn't sink.
So what happens to all the footage you shoot on your GoPro?
I send it to a very good editor and he normally puts it all together. He does a very good job of that. He'd get a little bit upset, I think, because the amount of videos he's getting lately.
People keep buying GoPros and creating more work for him. I don't think he appreciates that.
No, I don't.
Nice bloke, but you know.
Yeah. I can see that being edited out.
Doing
something to do.
left in.
This is all live streaming to YouTube now.
That's why we have so many GoPros, because you can put them forward facing, rearward facing.
I can just see one slight problem.
What?
There's nothing connected to the spark plug.
Oh no, we leave that off. It's safety.
That is to stop it from starting without It's input.
Yeah, oh, someone's spinning the prop over by mistake.
Bloody electric.
You have to put it on the floor. You can't get it down there. I can't.
Would you like me to do it?
If you want to reach it, because mine ain't that long.
Mine is. I was wondering when you were going to ask.
Go on then.
Or if.
So how was that then?
38.3 on the speed fleet.
If the weather's fine, Sunday morning's usually quite busy with members of the public coming to see what we're doing. Being a member of the club gives you access to some useful resources, such as battery charging and of course the rescue boat for picking up dead boats out of the water. Let's go and talk to our main man, Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave Gray, club chairman. Been chairman for about 5 years now, and we've managed to survive all the way through the COVID problems. In many ways the club's been thriving over that time. We run all sorts of boats in the club. Sunday mornings predominantly IC boats, petrol boats and boats with glow plug engines. Occasionally electric boats, occasionally yachts, but yachts and scale boats, the fishing boats and the naval boats are down here on a Thursday afternoon. Got about 50 members, about half of them are very active and are here most weeks to sail. The environment's nice, lovely lake we've got here. There's a cafe nearby so we can go and get a hot drink or something to eat, which is a favourite occupation of the boaters as well.
So Dave, what's your particular type of boat you like best then?
Probably yachts. I was looking at my yachts the other day. I've got about a dozen, about 8 of which are going, because I generally collect what's turned out to be last century yachts. Most of them were built before 2000 and some of them were built a long way before 2000, and generally fiberglass hulls, but they all want some work doing. Any boat of that sort of age will need new electronics inside, because the old technology has been superseded and it's much better, much more reliable now.
You got any IC boats, Dave?
I've got some IC boats. I've got one here today, a bit like my yachts. I've got 2 or 3 going and 2 or 3 in build, and I think that applies to everything. The club members build everything from fun boats to very fast racing boats. I've got some ICs, I've got yachts, I've got scale boats, big boats, little boats, plastic boats, wooden boats. I usually say a bit of everything because I can't stop collecting them.
What you see here is our chairman actually running a boat.
Ah, no, not yet.
Very
not yet.
rare occasion.
Not yet.
What's the boat, Dave?
It's a tarpon.
And what's the engine in it?
It's Mirko 29. a classic IC engine from the 1970s.
Looks like a classic boat as well.
It is certainly that sort of vintage, which is what they were building back then. If you wanted a boat to go fast. There weren't any brushless engines, electrics, so if you wanted a boat to go fast, you had to put an IC engine in it.
This clearly is the exciting bit.
What are you doing? Tightening everything up.
No, I'm taking everything apart.
Ah,
Put some more grease in it.
so what sort of grease do you use, Andy?
I use TF2 Teflon grease, comes from bike shops. A decent waterproof grease that isn't just going to break down straight away. One lot of it is good for a morning's running. Do it every time, bring them out.
So what's your boat that you got today?
This is a Sea Juicer 38. It's got CMB 45 in it. It's,
How long have you had it?
I've had it for about 2 years now.
Pleased with it?
Started. Oh yes, very. So yes, I initially built this with a Angstrom 45 in it, which I bought second hand. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long until the rod came apart, and they are somewhat unobtainium now. So I ordered a new CMB 45 from Hobby Supplies in Australia. This is one of two bright green Sea Juicers that I've got. And it's one of three Sea Juicers that I own. I've got a yellow 21 boat as well.
So do you prefer nitro to gas?
I prefer nitro over petrol, yes.
Why is that?
Because I like making things difficult for myself.
What fuel are you using in this?
In this I'm using Model Technics Becra 20, which I mix with a little extra caster oil, just for longevity of the engine.
Do you have any special roles within the club?
I'm the club bosun.
What does that mean?
Basically just means I look after the club boat and anything else that breaks.
The rescue boat?
With its high-powered, yes, electric outboard.
And what's the chief boat inspector called?
Chief boat inspector is Toffee. It's a 10-year-old German Shepherd Rottweiler cross.
Does he inspect all your boats?
Oh, he inspects everything. Quite often the insides of his own eyelids, boats, any food he can get his teeth into.
Good to go?
Not yet.
I need to put some waterproofing on.
Yep, take down the radio box, rubber band that in, and then we should be away.
You happy to chat about your boat, Hal?
Yeah, okay.
What you got here today?
It's a Manta with a 3.5cc OPS motor in it. It used to belong to Greg Sadler. He was racing it in Omra, and it's probably infamous for winning the 2008 race at Bryn Bach in the 3.5. And there were two boats going round, sort of, you know, very, very close together for half an hour, and I think he sort of won by a couple of yards.
Right.
I was wanting to build one. Ian had given me a hull, and I sort of said to Greg, can I have some, you know, suggestions on how to build it? He said, I can do better than that, I'll sell you one. So I bought this, and it's...
How long have you had it?
Oh golly, I've probably had it over 10 years.
Yeah, has it been a reliable boat?
It's a little temperamental, as all 3.5cc geared motors can be. Once it's going, it's great. I sometimes find I launch it and it'll sort of run for a short time and cough and stop. But usually on the second attempt it's fine, you know, fingers crossed for today. I'm only running on one tank. It was pressure fed running on the two tanks, obviously for the half-hour duration on the races. But we've never really managed to get that right, so I'm just running it on the one tank at the moment, and you know, for my purposes, that's fine. I just have to remember, because it's gear drive, I have to put the starter in the other way, otherwise I will try and run it backwards.
Yeah, I'll let you get on and get it prepped then.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Trevor, tell us about it. So,
Well, it's a Sun 21, fairly standard model, but I put a camera on the top of that, so I can have a go at going around the island at some point. I'm also going to try and put another camera underneath it so I can look at the bottom of the lake, but haven't quite got to that far yet. A lot of this is done with 3D printer, all these aerials and lights and everything. That camera is the latest thing I've put on. It's 5.8 gigahertz transmitter on it.
what sort of range do you get on the camera?
A little early to be absolutely certain. I think I can get anywhere in the lake, but I haven't really tested it fully yet. This is the first time I've had it working properly. It was the last time I had it out, I had a little problem that if I run full throttle, it was causing problems on the power supply and the camera was cutting out. But this time it seems to be working quite well.
How long have you been in the club, Trevor?
On this club, 22 years. But I was also a member of the previous club, right down to late 60s I joined there.
You don't have any IC boats then?
Not anymore. I did have. I've had a number over the years. But fast electrics were always more successful for me. I certainly won a lot more stuff with fast electrics.
So John, tell us about your boat.
It is an Aquacraft VS1 tunnel hull with an OS 21 XM outboard motor. It's currently running the standard propeller, runs on methanol, and is currently suffering from water damage. However, I haven't repaired it yet, but I will.
How long have you had it, John?
It's now about 4 years old, I think.
Originally you had an electric motor in it?
Yes, it did, yeah. With the electric on it, it was quite acrobatic, too much torque for the hull and all the usual situation.
You find the OS 21's reliable engines?
Very, very good. Yeah, very, very good. I wouldn't put anything else on it now. Having experienced this engine, it's very, very, very good.
Did you build the boat?
The boat comes fairly complete. I did the installation on the boat, but the hull is plywood skin over a foam core, which makes it exceptionally light, and it comes actually pre-finished.
Have you got any other IC boats?
Currently building a Stealth similar to the blue one that's already on this video.
Right, I'll let you get on and prep your boat.
We've actually just discovered that the outboard motor is about 5mm too low, so he's actually slowing it down at the moment.
Wow, that's a huge amount.
They reckon that the prop centre line should be 5mm above the trailing edge of the sponson, and at the moment it's about 3mm or 4mm below.
The TS3 is probably one of the most reliable IC boats I've got. It looks a bit battered now, but that's because it's hit the bank a couple of times after radio switch rounds. I will eventually tidy it up and make it shiny again.
It's going the right way.
This is Andy's Annihilator. Here's some facts and figures about it.
Yeah, Luke.
Well, that's a fairly typical Sunday morning at the lake, with quite a few people turning up. One or two people missing. We certainly didn't see all the boats that we have. This is only a small fraction. Over the last year, we've had a few new members join, and they've decided to buy IC boats too. So the future of IC boating at Stevenage is looking promising.